Dice Baggery says, hello chat. Cat with a mouse says, hello Dice.
Hello. Had to check for a second. I did not check if my microphone was working before stream, but it appears to be working. Hello, chat. Hello, cat. Welcome back. We got a work day today. But before that, check this out. I got the sound redeems to work. Awesome. I'm a real streamer now. After doing this for years. We actually have a thing that works. Besides TTS. We had to mute stream elements though. So we won't have Geronimo telling the lurkers to chat every half hour or so. I'm sure Ponyboy would be disappointed. He doesn't get to say hello every half hour. But yeah, this time I've been nearing the end of the main kind of starter creatures as far as the creature codex videos have been going. I just finished up the Torkish family like this week, and it's scheduled to release on the YouTube channel next week. But now I'm like out of starters, and I have to go to like the other factions in order to actually get the next one. So I was thinking, man, I should probably save like Creebean and their family for the last one, because that's probably going to involve the whole Verdant King thing, and that's going to be an even bigger undertaking. So that just leaves Squumper and its family. And frankly, I ain't got much art of Squumper or its family, so that's might be a little bit of a problem. And so we're gonna have to draw some today. That's right, it's a Squumper drawing day. Wunderbar. I've got a few ideas. So we'll see if we can actually get them to work out here. Then we'll sketch them out and send them off to Patron. And he can work his magic. And then we'll be coloring them next time. How's that sound? I also worked on some Creature Codex, or not Creature, yeah, Creature Codex entries for the website recently. Let's see. Need to bring up some references here.
Cat with a Mouse says, so we're playing around with wood tonight?
We are in fact playing around with wood tonight. Big old logs. Let's see, we need to get these things up here. One thing I was thinking is that I haven't really depicted like trade and travel a whole lot in the Creatures world. I think this might be a good opportunity for that, because in the Creature Codex entries for these guys, I mentioned that them being used as like caravan guards and stuff. So I was thinking we could have like a thing with Chevelog here. Where he's like on the watch for danger, right? But then we have like a cart back here. We need more space than that. We have a cart with a dude sitting up here. But pulling the cart are some beef mounds, of course, because creatures are not as available. You catch my drip? We're definitely going to have to look up some references for this.
Cat with a Mouse says, are the arms interchangeable? Because in the art, the sword arm keeps switching back and forth.
It just depends on how they're made. Let's see, are we talking about Nump and Chevelog? Let's see. Yeah. They can obviously be customized. That's part of their lore, actually. The customizability. So you can kind of flavor them in different ways from a player perspective. Or just from any perspective. You can do that if you're DMing or whatever. Let's see. He's probably gonna need more space. Yeah. On the page, we're gonna have to squish pretty much all of this down, actually. Like so. That way he actually has room for his head. Also, we're gonna have to see if people are up for another session. Maybe I should actually just do that right now. I've been thinking it might be time for the Duke to weigh in on the whole Sylvan Empire shenanigans.
Cat with a mouse says, I'm always in for a game.
Right, we gotta check with the others is the problem. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw out a post over there. Write meow while I'm thinking about it. Let's see, party forming, there we go. Let's see. There we go. Simple question. We'll get it in there early. Sometimes it takes a while for people to respond.
Had Ice Parlor Games says, Diceables, back, my friends.
Patty!
I've missed you.
How's it going, Patty? It's been a while. We were just talking about getting another session together. Right now we are working on...
Patty's Parlor says, speaking of party forming, when is the next game?
Next week if we can get people together for it. You came just at the right time.
Patty's Parlor says, I want to carve out time and schedule it.
Well, we're gonna see if we can get enough people together. Cat's usually there. So if you can make it, then we can run a session with 2 people. That's suboptimal.
Patty's Parlor says, you'll check the Discord.
Alrighty. Some things have happened since the last time you were on. We'll have to figure out exactly what you guys are gonna do, too.
Patty's Parlor says, if anything, he'll try and get my son going with a character or just use my other.
Yeah, well, we've decided on a rule that if we just have two players in a session, then they can bring both of their characters along just to fill out the party. Let's see. Right now we're working on some important lore artwork here. showing how goods are transported between settlements in the Creatures world, because we don't have ox and horses and whatnot to pull carts and shiz. Alright. So instead we use beef mounds.
Cat with a mouse says, does this mean that Ed's about to make a new friend?
Could be. And by the way, over on Twitch, in the About section on my channel, there is a list of the new sound alerts that you can throw at me during the stream. I tried to pick out some fun ones. Let's see.
Cat with a mouse says, back to the lore, aren't beef mounds too big / fat to pull a cart?
Nah. Let's see. We have such sound alerts as
by the power of Grayskull.
and
Mecha hi, mecha hiney ho.
and such things as that.
In the heart of the mall lies grim despair. Eldritch fear makes us all beware.
Also, as far as the campaign goes, it might be time for the Duke to weigh in on the situation.
We chant our spells with fiery flare. Echoes of darkness all around.
Given what you guys have been up to recently.
Our courage is found. Light the torches, we'll find our way. No evil force will make us sway. Together we rise against the
Yeah. Drawing the whole body is going to be a problem at this size.
hold our reign.
Real question is, how do you even actually control the beef mounds, since they're not very
Cat
smart?
with a mouse says, I can't promise that Ed will be on his best behavior. Expect some Stooges related antics.
Is Ed ever on his best behavior?
Magic unsurpassed. All sorcery
Let's see.
summoned ever
This thing, you definitely have like a seat here, right?
fiery winds howl like banshees cry. Spirits linger and the demons fly.
Have a seat and probably a footstool.
In our veins so high, through the darkness
Though it's probably less or more angled up like so.
Cat with a mouse says. He tries to be, but he's a bit too, how do you say, in tune with his inner creature.
Special.
Cat with a mouse says. Probably.
He's a little special. Let's see, I probably should get like a reference for something like this. Oh man, there's lots of 3D models for these things. Alright, let's see. Just use what this one has. It's got like this going on. And then this is like a whole separate thing.
Cat with a mouse says.
Like that.
Maybe the cart is steered using a plow in front of the beef. Turn left, the plow nudges one mount to slow down.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess they'd probably have like guides like so. You know, like a yoke or something.
Cat with a mouse says. Exactly.
We're going to be doing an awful lot of impromptu engineering on this picture, I think. This is how we world build, boys. Let's see though, the actual reference I have has the seat like further down, like it's actually at the base of the card itself.
Cat with a mouse says. One pencil stroke at a time.
So kind of like so. Now, I'm kind of liking the way some of these things have like Not quite a box shape, but more like a bowl shape. Makes it look a little more rustic. Let's see, as we go like so. So this we connect like that, all right. The wheels are kind of further out to the side.
Cat with a mouse says. Had to postpone D&D until tomorrow at earliest.
Ah,
Synchronizing schedules is tough.
tell me
Moonier
about
says.
it.
I didn't think there'd be any VTubers on here.
Oh, hello. Moonira over on Rumble. There's actually quite a few VTubers on Rumble, surprisingly. We exist. Probably not as big of a category as in other places, though. Which is a mistake. Rumble should have doubled down on that.
Patty's Parlor says. Hello, we have a few. I've named them Brumblers.
Let's see. We don't need this
Patty's
here,
Parlor
probably.
says. Like broom broom Brumbler.
Vroom vroom.
Cat with a mouse says. They just need the recognition they deserve.
Now, places like Twitch have big VTuber communities, and they keep crapping on the VTubers over there with various policies, and I'm like, why isn't Rumble capitalizing on this? Easy victory. Ooh. Here we go with drawing ellipses again. My bane.
Patty's Parlor says. Yeah, for a while there, when Twitch was banning VTubers left and right, I was trying to get them to switch. Tons of them do collabs here too.
Yeah, there seems to be a pretty healthy community of smaller VTubers over here. Let's see. I hate drawing geometry. Maybe I should just use the tried and true method of drawing circles and squishing them down. Let's see, what's a good size? About 650. Alright, first we make a dot. Then we
Cat with a
erase
mouse
the middle.
says, whatever works.
Then we squish. Alright, get rid of all this. And position that like so. Alright. Now we just duplicate that. Let's see. I'll make another one for the interior. Then like that. Whoops, that ain't the right one. Wrong layer. Hey, that looks a lot better than the way I was doing it before. I just need to make a few tweaks. Let's see. Make this a little bigger. Or smaller, rather. Making the rim bigger by making the central one smaller. There we go. Now I just got to do a little cleanup. Like so. Let's see. What is this piece right here? That. Get out of here. Hopefully this picture isn't too confusing for Patron. There we go. A wheel. We still need to put spokes in it though. Let's see.
Festiva says. Plap plap plap.
Festiva, how's it going? Welcome back. Nothing on screen for you to be plapping though. Don't be doing that. Don't do that to this dude and what's his name? Shovelog. We don't plap the woodman. Let's see. What was I doing?
Cat with a mouse says. Hope that's a typo for clap clap clap.
I don't think it's a typo. Let's see if I can put some guides on here first.
Festiva says. My Shantae blew up and also lost me followers. Giga Chad.
Gotta love it. I'm not entirely sure how X.com actually keeps track of all its followers. It seems like you gain and lose followers like 3 or 4 at a time just on a daily basis, at least for me.
Festiva says. Gigaplap.
Alright, that should be pretty close. We got some guides here so I can keep this centered. I'm gonna shrink her down.
Cat with a mouse says. Damn it. Patty's Parlor says. I just figure it's bots getting swept.
You'd think it's bots getting swept, but then it's like the number is back up the next day. Or like I'll look at my profile, for example. We go to my profile, it says I had 656 followers.
Patty's Parlor says. If you're plappy and you know it, flap your flaps.
Then where is the other thing that I had?
Cat with a mouse says. No.
There's some other place that shows your follower count that I can't remember, but it's always a different number.
Patty's Parlor says. I thought flap was the onomatopoeia for bare feet walking around.
Not always. But we can think that. Oh, here we go with the spokes here. Look at that. Nice. Then we just draw in.
Patty's Parlor says. Paige, did you make it into White Shark magazine?
I submitted something to those guys. A little, like Lord Drop promotion kind of thing. I haven't really been keeping tabs on them since then. Seems like most of those guys are just into mini painting, and I'm not really a mini painter guy. Let's see. We're gonna need so many freaking layers to make sure this is correct. I don't look too bad. So maybe it would just be... Nah, look better the other way. Alright. Hopefully we can just kind of copy and paste this.
Patty's Parlor says. Alrighty, dinner time's goods. He'll try to check in later. Love
Alright.
from the parlor.
See you around, Patty. Let's see. Let's move these over a little bit. I think it'll be a little more accurate to the way they should be positioned. Kind of like so. Dang, look at that wheel. It almost looks correct. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see. What else do we need to erase out of here? Where's the right layer?
Schmisses. Meowdy dice bag.
Schma! How's it going there? Good to see you stopping by. We're just drawing some artwork for Crytures here. Trying to figure out how to draw a wheel properly.
Schmisses. Good talking tonight off. Schmisses.
Ah.
Open around.
That explains why you're here now. Usually you'd probably be streaming
Schmisses.
around this time.
Looking good dice bag. Schmisses. You got this.
We're figuring it out. We got some wheel geometry figured out on the spot. Let's see, this is all the wheel, so let's merge that all
Schmisses.
together.
Yes or right carrot carrot I'm taking a few days off.
Always good to take some time off. You stream a lot. I ain't got
Schmisses.
time for all that.
I really like your book. Happy face. Schmisses. I feel like it has a name. Schmisses.
Oh, she likes
getting wrong.
she likes us, does she? Wow, nobody ever likes the Tomeboys. We just get ignored most of the time, schmaw. Don't feed them too much. They're hard to control. Oh, I guess boys should introduce themselves, huh? Oh, that's right. My name is Lorem. And I'm Ipsum. We're the Tomeboys. There you go. Introductions out of the way. I don't get to use the Tomeboys very much.
Schmisses. Haha, so cool shit. Schmisses. I love him.
I keep forgetting they're there. Alright, this thing needs some arms. I've been neglecting the arms. Also, dude's got a shield, and I hope it doesn't cover up like 90% of the wheel that I just put on, because that would be a shame. Let's see. Yeah, that's the right layer. I've got too many layers here. Alright. Thicker than that. Let's see. About like so. Yeah, we're going to be covering up some of that. Unfortunately. Let's see, and this guy's got ball joints. I'll hide the wheel here for a second, so I can actually see what I'm doing. And let's see, shield will come up like so. So this creature we're drawing right here is Chevalog. which is a construct creature. So he is man-made. They mainly exist to protect humans from wild creatures, which is why he here is guarding this traveler or trader. We've had to figure out exactly how carts would look and how they would be pulled. It's not really feasible to use creatures to pull the carts just because they'd be difficult to use and control. And more expensive, but we do have these faux mundane animals that are like devolved forms of normal animals. So we got a couple of lumps, literally just lumps of meat that crawl around like slugs and graze on the grass. So those are going to be doing our cart pulling.
Through the mists, the path is set. A conjurer's oath, no
And of course they're going to be yoked to this thing. We'll put a little squish on there.
Your gaze I feel, a throne of leaves, a realm unreal, bound by thorns, the forest stirs, green flames burn, your magic purrs. Branches twitch with whispered dread, echoes of the living, the long since dead. Arcane
Gonna be doing an awful lot of geometry. Love to see it. Not really.
emerald, secrets untold. Oath of the conjurer, forged in fire.
Thank God for the straight line feature.
Where mortals tire, dare I brave the burning king's might, a lord of wonders, veiled in night. Verdant king, your gaze
Let's see.
I fear, yet I march, I draw near an empire lush, roots so deep, an ageless
Alright, let's straighten that out.
world shall keep.
I'm thinking it would probably kind of taper in towards the thing and be wider.
With laughter laced, the valet braced,
Going
with
outward.
ancient grace, yet cunning eyes behind the throng. A fairy king's call, the rhythm, a song.
Whoops. Selecting the wrong thing here. Alright. Yeah, that's looking a little better. And we'll kind of have the yoke bolted to this thing. Yeah. And then this one needs its own yoke. Let's see, we're gonna have to bring up a reference for the beef mounds too. Gotta remind myself of what these things look like.
Stone, the tomb unfurls, whispers deep from forgotten worlds. Hands of power, old and grim, secrets stir.
There we go. This is what we're looking at here.
Scrolls unravel, time does scream, empires crumble, truth
The devolved form of cows. These are the ones that didn't make it into transforming into creatures.
in the dark, their
Cat with a mouse says. There's the beef.
There is the beef.
crafting gods through skill.
We have the meats. So says Arby's.
Hearts beat black. From dust they rise, they must attack. The work of man, their pride, their bane. Crafting gods through skill and pain. Machines awaken, their hearts beat black. From dust they rise, they must attack. Years that groan,
Let's see, let's make some shaggy looking ones.
furnaces blaze in eternal night. Power forged, yet hearts are damned. This ancient curse, the work of man. Blinded by their bold desire, mortals sought
Oh yeah, they have udders too.
fire, but fire burns.
Can't forget that.
Shadows spread. Among their marvels, none were spared. The work of man, their pride, their bane. Crafting gods through skill and pain. Machines awaken, their hearts beat black. From dust they rise, they must attack.
And then the tails. Just dragging along on the ground. Get some face guys in here, and probably should have them looking up a little better. Something like so. That should work. Now we're cooking. Things are starting to look like an actual scene here. Always nice when an idea starts coming together and looking like a thing. let's see, we're gonna have to draw in the other arm here, so. Probably be about like so. A little more tapered. A little thicker. What are the proportions on these things like? Let's see. Okay, so the elbow is right about where I put it. That's good. Get his ball joints in there, and then this goes into a sword arm. Is one function. I think the next one I do for this family is going to be one of them, like, trimming bushes. Because what else would these things do? Let's see. Sword hilt should be about like so. Alright, let's just get a freaking circle maker here. There we go, good old base. And then the blade just continues on from the arm. Actually, let's just start from the arm and continue it, and that should give us a more accurate one. It should be a bit thinner than the arm. Now that I'm looking at the guy, I think the arms probably should be either a little thicker or closer to the body. Maybe I just need to hide a little more of it. Like so. Let's try this. We actually stand to make the main part of the body a little thicker, I think. About like that.
Link says, I've received 100 messages today with Rest Ream chat.
Well, thank you, Restream.io. You know what? I think we want to make this thing a little wider. There we go. I don't know what kind of dude we're gonna have in the back here. He's looking a little bottom heavy though. Why are you so thick, buddy? Actually, maybe he should be kind of like leaning on his legs.
Cat with a mouse says, he been doing leg day for the past week.
Let's take all of this, the upper body, and we're gonna copy that in case I don't like what I'm about to do. Let's get rid of all this. Actually, before we move that, let's kind of put the curve of the back in here. Bro will kind of be resting his arms. On his legs, like so. And gotta position this head properly. Yeah, that looks a little more natural. Like dude's been traveling for a bit. He should probably install a backrest and some armrests on that thing. Turn it into a medieval lazy boy. Let's see. What else do we need to do? Get the wheel on the other side, perhaps? Let's get us another wheel over here. We'll make it bigger since it's in the foreground. And position it about like so. Actually, I should probably be significantly bigger. Kind of like that. You won't see a whole lot of it. We're just gonna take out all this. And then these parts are gonna be behind the wheel. I really should have drawn Chevelog on a separate layer than everything else. Let's correct that now. Yeah, let's see. Cut that out. Alright. We're cooking. And I want to keep a reference for the wheel because I'll probably need to make more than one. So we'll put this over here and then we'll erase out the parts that don't need to be there over here. So we can make sense of the image a little bit better. Getting awfully complicated with
Cat
all
with
the
the mouse
overlapping
says,
layers.
You cooking with that all-natural mound gas?
All natural mound gas? Oh no, the mounds are creating climate change with their farts. Let's see. I'm loath to actually erase parts of things just because I might want to move them around later. Let's focus on Chevelog here. We'll remove all the other things and just focus on him. Make sure he's up to snuff. Get his details worked out, and then we'll make him a specific layer, and yeah, we can move him around as we see fit after that. I might as well merge the two layers here. The back side of this piece of armor here showing up. And this should probably be hanging down a little further. I've actually been doing a bunch of work on dungeon generation this week. I think I'm getting better and better ways to kind of make the random dungeons come together. Plan currently is to have like specific tables that you roll on for each type of structure. So it's almost gonna be like kind of an adventure module unto itself, but with randomized elements. A lot of randomized elements. So you could basically run it multiple times and just get a bit of a different experience every time. And of course, we just worked out in the campaign the location for a Sylvan library, so that was the first thing on the the itinerary, I guess. I got a few ideas worked out to make those a little bit unique. I really need to take a look at other dungeons that other people have made, though, and get some inspiration from there. Because if you're making dungeons based on random tables, you kind of have to have a lot of stuff baked in. Can't just make like one dungeon. And then of course there's the whole idea of working out ways to like kind of keep the pressure on and throw curveballs at the party. So we got some mechanics in there to punish players for taking too long to do everything. So the longer you stay in the ruin, the more dangerous things are going to get. Partly just because creatures are going to be wandering by, or
Cat with a mouse says,
things might...
strangest curveball is when everything goes perfectly right.
You wish. That is some reverse psychology there. Oh, it would be terrible. It would be terrible if things just worked out correctly. Couldn't handle that, Dungeon Master. Boy, I hope our Dungeon Master doesn't make this work out perfectly. Alrighty. This guy's starting to look like what he's supposed to. Part of the problem with trying to, like, talk about the stuff I'm working on. Is the people who are freaking playing my games are the ones that are listening. And I don't want to spoil much. Don't want to give you guys all the inside baseball on how to defeat my mechanics. Let's throw it to chat. Like, what would you all be expecting to see in
Cat
like
with the
a
Mouse says,
Sylvan?
I don't care about spoilers. As long as you keep your true secrets close to your chest, it's all good.
It's not so much story spoilers. It's, oh, here's the solution to the puzzle I'm going to throw at you. But what would you guys expect to run into in a library of the Sylvan Lord? Maybe I'll be able to draw some inspiration from that. One thing I noticed with a lot of the advice you see on like YouTube and whatnot, some people make really like contrived things to try and make their dungeons interesting. Like they'll have like a specific magic item that helps them get through the dungeon in a specific way, but it's like outside the dungeon, it's like, oh shit, that thing is completely broken. Are you just gonna make it like not work when it leaves the dungeon, or what?
Cat with a Mouse says, how about a metal-based construct or creature? Can't get more out of place in nature than something unnatural.
Well, we're trying not to get things too out of place. For the Sylvan Empire, it's mostly gonna be the Sylvan Guard, as far as Guardians are gonna go. But then I've also been coming up with the idea like, okay, I don't want to make a bunch of specific creatures just for like dungeon hazards. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to make a bunch of like sub creatures that basically function like a trap would. And such things would make perfect sense to be growing in an ancient ruin made of living wood. So that's one of the categories of things that I've been coming up with. I think we've got a few good ones.
If it's a real library, how about super strong librarians? Personification of knowledge is power.
Oh, the Sylvan Guard that you would encounter there are probably going to be focused on wizard stuff more than anything. I'm also trying to think of like beneficial things and little stuff that you can do a little risk reward with. Throw some skill checks at you. Here, let me throw an example out here. We remember this one, right? This little
Cat with
piece.
a mouse says,
Whoops.
I bet Kara would do very well in that kind of setting.
Like, this is definitely going to be a possibility of an encounter to run into. It's not a creature, but it is a threat. That's something to kind of throw a little challenge at the party without making an entire combat encounter out of it. And be more natural than a trap. Traps always feel a little bit contrived. Not a big fan of most traps.
Cat with a mouse says, creature that's not a creature? Then how about sub-creatures that evolved to resemble living books?
Book sub-creatures. Or it could be just sub-creatures that grow inside of the books. Nice damp place for fungi to
Cat
grow.
with a mouse says, like in Harry Potter where the Cure for Magical Creatures textbook is alive.
Alright, I think this guy's head needs to be a little taller. We're just gonna take this and go... Actually, hold up. Let's leave out the eyes. You know what, I should write down the book idea before I forget it. Let me open up my notes here. Alright. We have it written down, so I will not forget. There we go. This guy's looking alright. Just need to put some bolts and whatnot on him. We can finish up the rest of the thing. I'm thinking the torso could be a little shorter here. We're just gonna squish this up a tad. Lengthen the whole midriff thingamajig. Alright.
Cat with a mouse
And
says,
race out the centers.
bad joke time. What did the guards say when they saw a surprise army of chevaliers? Well, I'm stumped.
That is indeed a bad joke. Where are the guard chevalogs? Surely they should have some. Alright. I think that might be about all. Oh wait, we do need to put in like the like gaps in this part here. There we go. Looking very
Cat with a
tree
mouse
now.
says, gotta give that mid some driv.
This side's looking a little too far out, so I'm just gonna squish this in a tad. Alright. You know what? We don't need this freaking layer here. We don't need this layer. Alright. Layer consolidation. There we go. Hell yeah. Now let's get rid of some of this excess in the back here. And same for the wheel. Go. And what is this here? Some of this just ain't supposed to be here. Oh, right. Now it's looking like a thing. I've been putting it off for too long, though, with the dude. And his seating arrangement. Get rid of all this. I don't need none of this.
Cat with a mouse says, remember the rule of artwork. What you put off today must be completed by yesterday.
Or it could be completed not at all. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this like a trapezoidal platform that he's got his feet on. I feel like that would make more sense. You know what? I need to just merge some of these layers.
Cat with a mouse says, want something to be fantastical? Add at least 2 extra sides to your squares.
Just add a few extra dimensions. That's what Lovecraft did. And look how it worked for him. Let's give him a little bit of like a brace here. Just have a little bit of a board here.
Like in Warhammer. Tragedy for us, 200 lives lost. Tragedy in Warhammer, 3 billion lives lost.
That sounds like a serious issue of scale for a world like Warhammer. Oh no, wait, Warhammer. I'm thinking of Warcraft. No, that's perfectly in line with Warhammer.
Cat with a Mouse says. Been on a Warhammer lore joyride.
Oh no.
I balance the serious channels with a funny one.
I try to avoid learning Warhammer lore whenever possible. I wonder why Warhammer has become
with a
such a
Mouse
big
says,
topic recently.
Too repetitive for you or too religious?
Too grimdark. I ain't into it. Just not big on the themes and the aesthetics. Alright, bro has a little bit of extra comfort now.
Cat with a Mouse says. Setting is okay. The undertones are what ruins it for me.
Also, I'm not a big sci-fi type of guy anyways. I'm a fantasy nerd. Alright, we're gonna have to actually put clothes on this dude. And a character design of some kind. I've been procrastinating on this part. I do have a guy from way back that might fit this. Let's see. He's due for an update, honestly. His art style's a little bit outdated, but we can work with it. Definitely need a smaller eraser here.
Cat with a mouse says. Cart driver gives me son of a shepherd vibes.
Son of an artificer, more like. Let's see. I haven't drawn this guy in a hot minute. And by a hot minute,
with a
I
mouse
mean
says,
like probably
Ears
multiple
are
years.
brain too big for his head, Ed boy.
Brain too big for his head, Ed boy. So opposite Ed boy. Or double D is are we talking double D here?
Cat with a mouse says. Looks like an Eddie, but acts like a double D.
Let's see, here's where we find out if the anatomy I drew is actually, like, functional. When we start putting clothes on him.
Cat with a mouse says. Best reinvention of the Three Stooges formula I've ever seen.
Ed, Ed and Eddie? I guess it is kind of Three Stooges. Maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I don't see a whole lot of cartoon slapstick going on these days. Ed and Eddie was definitely like the master work of that. I really got their visual gags figured out. And audio gags. Ugh. We gotta figure out how a jacket drapes. And all kinds of garbage. So let's see. Jacket would probably just go like so. On this side, it would probably just be behind the leg. And this guy's got boots. A little tuck from his pants. I don't know why wearing your boots and pants this way works out in fantasy settings, but you definitely get laughed at if you did that in real life.
Cat with a mouse says. For that style, the pants are just hemmed that high.
Alright, let's take a look at this. This ain't looking too bad. Now's the tricky part, getting the hands and the reins figured out. Let's see. Thumbs would probably be kind of like this. The rest of the hand would be kind of angled downward in a relaxed position. Let's extend the fingers a little bit. And then that attaches to the breast of the cart. Now we got to do the same thing from the opposite side. Probably going to be easier. Yeah. This is looking alright. Get rid of the excess here on the other layer.
Cat with a mouse says. The reins behind his legs is an odd choice. Granted, the mount probably don't go that fast.
They're just attached to the cart so he doesn't lose them. Actually, let's make a little bit of like a tie here. All right. Take some of this out. I think his head is a little bit in the wrong position here, so we're gonna crop all this. Bring it down just a tad. There we go. Now I just need to put some facial features on him. And we should be good. I can call this one done. And we'll see if I have time to move on to something else. see, maybe we can give him a little bit of a yawn here. That's probably not gonna look right without the body language going it along with it. Oh. We're gonna have to move some things around. That's a little better. Let's center the nose a little more. I messed up that foot. Worse than it was before. There's something up with the legs. One of them appears to be longer than the other.
Cat with a mouse says, I think that's a perspective thing.
And that's what I thought at first, but it just ain't looking right. And if it don't look right, then it probably ain't right. I think that's a little better. We'll go with it. Let's see, just for a little extra visuals, we'll kind of have the side kind of being a little bit longer than the rest of the cart here. Let's get a new layer here so I don't have to draw over everything else I put on the boards. Alright, I think one last thing, and that is putting a wheel over here. Okay, let's squish it down a little more in perspective. Alright. Yeah. Check that out. Oh, wait. The wheel over here is not actually attached to anything. Ah, turn back the right way around. I might have to adjust the wheel positioning. There it is. All right. That should work, I think. Bro's head still looks off. Why is your neck so long? Alright. I think I need to stop screwing with it. I say as I find one more thing. Alright. 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 Time to stop. Let's save this. And we'll see if we can
Cat with
doodle
a mouse
something
says,
else.
Nothing wrong with being nitpicky.
Gotta get it right. That is true. Better to get it right now than find out it's wrong later. Let's see, what do we call this? We'll call it guard duty. Don't touch it, dice bag. Don't touch it. It's already done. The sketch is okay. Alright. You know what? I don't feel like drawing an actual, like, other thing with this family right now. I think what I'm gonna do is draw a different one. We just worked on the Howlow family on the website, so let's doodle them and make it some, like, cutesy mimi thing. I got an idea in my head. Let's get up our reference here. We're working with this guy next. Get that out of here, get that out of here. Let's do some Howlows. I want to draw a bunch of them like huddled together in the hollow of a tree. Let me see if I can find a reference. I feel like I've seen a picture of this somewhere on the internet before. Owls in tree. Mostly just individual owls that I'm finding. Those will be good references for trees, though. Alright, look
Cat
at
with
this
the
guy.
mouse says, the ideal image of we're watching you.
I like owls. Owls are cute and funny. Like feathered cats. I want to say I saw a better reference for a tree hollowed out, though. I'm not finding it again. I guess we'll just go off of this one. Freaking Getty images. We don't want to buy the image. I just want to look at it. I just want to see a slightly bigger version is all. Is that too much to ask? Alright, whatever. Let's get us a thicker brush for this. The good thing about Hallow is it's basically a ball with legs. When drawing cartoon owls, I quickly realized that you kind of have to make them very top heavy. Otherwise they just end up looking like other birds. You know what? We will save the eyes for later because they're all going to be just circles. I don't want to switch back and forth between drawing circles and drawing more organic shapes.
Cat with a mouse says, polygonal.
This will be a good one to show off on social media. Cutesy memey stuff always does better than like actual well-drawn things for some reason. And this guy's going to be leaning his head back a little bit to see over the other guy. Alright, eye time. How big do the eyes need to be? Not that big. 300? That seems like a good size for
Cat
the
with
eyes.
a mouse says. Our cute little hoot hoot clone. Cat with a mouse says. Clone.
He's not a clone. He's celestial type. I should put these on a separate layer. I have lore detailing what makes them special. Now on the website, which I need to actually make posts about. Honestly, I should have drawn all the internal stuff in a single eye and just copy and pasted that. Let's go ahead and actually do that. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Smaller eraser.
Cat with a mouse says. Why make it easy on yourself?
Because I'm not like other artists. I'm lazy. Or rather, I am an efficient worker. Seven years on an assembly line will do that to you. In the automotive industry. Ugh. Never again. Alright, he's got a central circle there too. And then these insides have a little star-shaped pattern to them. Hell yeah. One Hallow Eye. Now let's cut that. I'll take all these off. And we'll just copy and paste this. Whoops. Don't invert that. Oh wait, I guess we can put these back on to serve as guides. Did I ever post the Bard's retelling of your latest adventures? I think I forgot to do that. Whoops. What's going on here? There we go. Turn that one a tad since he's got his head turned back. Alright, there we go. Merge all these layers so I don't have to switch between them while I'm erasing out the parts.
Silent whispers from the ancient past. Haunted souls in the shadows cast. We hold fast to magic unsurpassed.
I think these need to be a little higher.
Summoned ever fast.
Alright.
Eerie winds howl like banshees cry. Spirits linger and the demons fly.
There we go.
In our veins so high, through the darkness we'll defy. Chalice raised with sacred light, banish all beyond our sight. In unity we fight the blight, guardians of the endless night.
I'll tweak that guy's body a little bit. And they also have a little thing on their bellies. This boy's actually looking a little bit long. I'm gonna squish him a tad. Let's make him fill the page a little bit more. And we can probably make it more of a vertical composition. We don't need that much negative space on the sides, I don't think. Let's change the canvas size. There we go. Now let's just make this part a little more wood shaped. Yeah. Isn't that cute? This didn't take nearly as long as I kind of expected it would. You know what? Let's go whole hog and just color the thing right meow. We can deal with a little bit of rough line art. Let's get our colors here. Put all that in. Oh yeah, the feathers too. Feathers are blue. And then yellow for the beaks and the pupils. We're gonna have to do a lot of little nitpicking at the gaps here. I'm just gonna steal a wood color from here. There we go. That will turn the paper background bright green so we can actually see all the gaps very clearly. Alright, let's clean up some of this. I don't want the line art being that messy. The boring part. Gotta love the tedious parts of art. You don't gotta, but you gotta do them. I think we're almost done filling in gaps. I say that now, but I'll probably find more later. There's a little bit there. Ah, here we go. Oh! There we go. Alright. We are all colored in. Now we can throw some shadows and stuff on here. Let's see, what have we got? We want a multiply layer? Yes, we do. I think we're also going to use kind of a purpley color for the shadows here. And we'll make them pretty distinct here. Aloes are nocturnal, so we're gonna try and give them some darker lighting. We'll add little things in the shadows to suggest the contours of the tree hollow. Alrighty, let's see how I usually colored these guys. I think we'll just go for something fairly simple.
Cat with a mouse says, colors look perfect to me.
I'll give them some very, dramatic lighting. Then we'll add some glow to the eyeballs. Let's see. We want a add glow layer. We're gonna reduce the hardness so we have a soft edge. I'm just gonna go bam, 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 bam. Might be better to take out the yellow parts from the glow layer. Just throw in some white. Yeah. Let's do this. We will delete that part out of the glow layer. Then we will go to select, shrink selected area, Shrink it by like 5. Probably more than that. Let's shrink it even more. Then we'll go back in and just put some very bright whites in there. Hiccups coming on. Always fun. Alright. Now we'll do a little bit of softening of the edges, as we usually do.
Cat with a mouse says. Gonna knock off a bit early tonight. D&D session in the morning.
Alrighty then. We won't be doing this much longer. I'll see you around next time, hopefully for another game session. If Patty or the other boys can make it. This over here ain't looking so good. Actually, they're all a little goofy. Should have just done it by hand. Should have known better.
Gryango64 says. Cheap viewers on streambo.com.
Damn, you guys are late.
To XN27.
Steambo is slacking off. Usually see you guys much earlier in the stream. Goodbye, gringo. Alright, we definitely need to darken the rest of this. We'll add some texturing to it. Actually, I should probably just select this whole layer so I don't have to worry about running into the other parts of the art. Alright, now let's add a second shadow layer here. I'm thinking since this is supposed to be a night scene, we'll probably want to shift the brownish colors to a more bluish color. Oh yeah, that's a little better. Now we're cooking. Just have to find the right layer here and erase out the rest of these. Let's throw all this line art into a folder and we'll put some colors on the line art. Let's see. Probably something a little more bluish purple and much darker. Then we'll throw on a few highlights here and there. To show that the eyes are glowing. All right.
Through the mist, the path is set. A conjurer
I think we could stand to have a little bit less on the highlights there, though. Let's see. I do also want to add some actual lines to what's going on up here.
gaze I feel, throw
I really get that woody texture.
Burn, your magic burst. Branches twitch with whispered dread, echoes of the living, the long since dead. Arcane runes in trails unfold, veins of emerald, secrets untold. Oath of the conjurer, forged in fire, through the glades where mortals tire. Dare I brave the verdant king's might, a lord of wonders, veiled in night. Verdant king, your gaze I fear, yet I march, I draw near an empire lush, roots so deep, an ageless bond the world shall keep. Winding streams with laughter laced, the valley braced with ancient
There we go.
grace, yet cunning eyes behind the throne. A fairy king's call, the rhythm, a song.
Something about it's a little off though. I think it might be that the overlay is still a little too bright. That might work out better. It's kind of confusing the visual there. I think that works out pretty good. We're coming up on right at 11 p.m., which is a pretty good time to call it a night. That was good that we could get a little fun picture out of the way. Actually, one more thing. It's never, when I say it's done, it's never done. There's always something else. There's always another thing I notice. Alright. Now we might be good. Let's see.
The tomb unfurls, whispers deep from forgotten worlds.
Let's turn my monitor up to get a better look at this. I got a bunch of glare behind me. Kind of makes it hard to see what I'm doing sometimes. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I like that. Nice little meme image. Alright, let's save this. And then we will call it a stream here.
Man's ambition, a flame untamed. In the dark, their sins are claimed.
We'll call this one Watching You. So I think I have time lapse on this one. I do indeed have the time lapse going on this one. Nice. We can use this for a little time lapse video on the website or the YouTube. That'll be a nice little bonus that I can just easily put together and throw up there for content. Yeah. So yeah, we got this done. We got this sketched out, and we'll throw that to Patron to get the lines cleaned up. And that'll be it for the stream, I think. So anyone still hanging around, thanks for hanging around. We're gonna call it a night, and don't forget, next week we may be doing another Crytures session. We may not, I don't know. I haven't gotten in touch with anybody yet, but we'll see. If not, we'll still be here drawing more creatures, hopefully finishing up this one. We'll see if Patron gets around to it by then or not. But anyways, that's all for today. Let's get the outro music going here. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!